Okay, students, good morning. In yesterday's geography class, you have learnt about the usage of longitudinal lines, and yesterday I told you there is one single part remaining, that is the grid pattern, and how to use longitudes as for calculating time. So in today's video, first part, we will be just keeping it for grid. To understand grid. Okay, so we have learnt latitude, that is the horizontal lines, or let me draw it in a more proper way. So this earth, the latitudes, and the longitudes will give you grid. So these are latitudes which horizontally runs through the earth. This is longitude which runs vertically from upside down, and these two combined together forms a grid, and this is how grid works. And now what's the importance of grid? In yesterday's video I have told you one thing regarding the position of a particular place, like Hyderabad and Allahabad lies in the same latitude, but the longitudinal values are different. So if you know the exact position, or if you want to know the exact location of a particular place, longitudinal values and latitudinal values will help you in that. For example, let us take a position here where we draw the grid here, and let us take okay, so here I have drawn latitudinal values and also the longitudinal values, and I will just refer to them as 1 and then 2 and then 3. Okay, and then here also it shall go like let us take it as 10, and this one as 11, and this one as 12, and this one as 13. Okay, there are subdivisions also. This main part is known as degree, and this one is known as degree, but the in between, like this 1 minute, then again there are sub sections here, so that will be known as minutes. Okay, 1 degree, between 2 degrees there are minutes. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, let us take it as 10. Okay, there are 10, 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 9 10, and similarly, so going on. Similarly in here 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so if a certain thing is let us calculate, it falls here. If you are going to this way, suppose there is a city name X which lies or falls in this point. At this point, if the city falls, to find out or trace the location, what we have to do we have to see the side to which of earth it lies. Like if just we, for instance, we draw directional here, this one take it as east, then west, north and south. So that side is east, this side is west, above is north, and this one is south. Okay, and this part, for example, lies in the northern side. So what we get the value is calculating where shall I write if it's visible here. So calculating here, we will get 1 degree, since it's between 1 degree and 2 degree, 1 degree and 1 2 3 4 5 6 minute. Okay, so 1 degree 6 minute northern latitude. Okay, 1 degree 6 minute north. Since we write north and south, it's easily understand that we are talking about latitude. Okay, and but just by locating this we cannot understand, because if a country is here, suppose this X city belongs to United Kingdom, and in the same line there is some other country or some other city, so by just knowing the latitudinal value, it's difficult for anyone to understand that what's the exact location. So now what we do go to the longitudinal values. So we come to this side, and again taking it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, whatever it is, we just see at which longitudinal points it falls. Okay, so for instance we take this one and it goes in this way. So now what we see, it falls over 11 degree and 1 2 3 4 5 6 minute east. Okay, so the position of x, so the position of x, city x is on the globe of earth is 1 degree 6 minute northern and 11 degree 6 minute eastern longitude. So this is the geographical position which the sailors and the pilots use to trace any particular area. In earlier days and in modern times also, how do sailors are the one who sails through the seas, how do they trace? They exactly, there are no signboards like we have in roads or the highways. What do they depend on? They depend on sun and earth's horizon. Earth horizon, actually, if you have visited any coastal area, you might have seen at a point the earth and the water, it seems to meet at one point. The earth and the sky, they seems to meet at one point, and that particular area is known as horizon. And what the sailors are dependent on, they depend on the sun, the moon, and few particular stars like the pole star. The pole star is the star which is located at the northern side and doesn't change the position by the rotation of earth. Since earth rotates continuously, the position of the pole star doesn't change a lot. So what do? They calculate the distance of sun and the pole star. Since they take sun as equator and the pole star as the northern side, they calculate the distance between them and they get approximate positions, but still they have to trace the longitudinal values, then only they will be able to reach the particular place where they want to reach. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the position of a area. So this is how grid helps you. Okay, now coming on to the next point. If you have understood it, it's okay. If you are unable to understand, you can rewind the video and can watch it 2-3 times to understand how to calculate the position of any particular area. Now coming on to the next part of the video, that is longitudinal calculation of time. How to calculate time. How longitudes are used for the calculation of time, in this part we are going to understand. So let me change the chalk, since the one which I was using was smaller. See, as I told you earlier that earth is divided into 180 different parts, wherein it starts with 0, the longitude 0, and if you come to the western side there are 180 degrees. If you go to the eastern side there are again 180 degrees. Okay, so the international standard time IST is calculated from 0 degree. The 0 degree line here, it passes through Greenwich in London, United Kingdom. The name is Greenwich Meridian Time, or GMT if you might have heard. Greenwich Meridian Time. So this is 0 degree, and what actually happens here, let me tell you from the beginning. Earth take near about 24 hours to have a complete rotation on its axis. 24 hours to take a complete rotation on its axis. To be very precise, it's 23 hours and 56 minutes. Okay, so if we divide it into minutes, then it comes around, since 1 hour has 60 minutes, it comes around, it will be something like 0, 0 and more, it shall go like 4. It comes around 1440 minutes. Okay, so the value we get is 1440 minutes. So the earth completes one rotation in 1440 minutes. Okay, so it's a day and night in a complete rotation. So now what we have to do to calculate time according to the GMT, what we shall do, we have to find that how much time earth take. Since see, I will explain you through this bottle. Consider these as degrees. Okay, let us consider these as degrees, and I do have my phone over here. And what I am going to do is lighten up the torch, and will show you that if you are able to see that okay, if you are able to see that the light is falling somewhat brighter over here comparing to this part. So what actually happens, earth rotate in this way. So if there are degrees here, if there are degrees, or if you can see the partition of the bottle here, you can see that the earth moves, and I shall take it in this way, so it will be easier for you to understand. So if you are seeing that gradually what happens, the light fall over B, then it goes to I, then S, then L, then E, then R, then I. Gradually it happens that it turns or changes the position. So what I was about to tell you, that what time does earth take to shift from B to I to S, S to L, L to E, and so on. Okay, so this is the time what I was telling about, that this shall be the time that what earth take. So to move from 0 to 1 degree, 1 degree to 2, 2 to 3, 4, and so on. So in total, if you will see, there are 180 plus 180, how many degrees? 360 degrees. And how much time does earth take in minute? If you are taking, it's 1440. So if we just simplify it, it goes 36 to 72, 72, 144. So it comes around 4. So to move from 0 to 1, earth take how much minute? 4 minutes. Earth take 4 minutes from moving from 0 degree to 1, and then another 4 degree to move from 1 to 2, and another 4 degree to from 2 to 3, and so on. Okay, so now what happens when you move this side to the eastern side? If GMT is 0, if GMT is 0 and you are moving towards eastern side, then you have to add 4 minutes to each degree it moves. If you are moving to the eastern side, suppose the time right now in London on Greenwich is 00 hours, that is midnight. Okay, and you are moving something around 15 or let us say 60 degrees. You are moving 60 degrees towards the eastern side. So the time or the city which there is, let us take Z, and the time in Z, if we need to calculate, हमको क्या करना होगा? Just we have to calculate the difference between these countries, like 0 degree here and that the value is 60 degree there. So we just multiply 60 by 4, which will give you 40, how much? 240. And 240, if you convert it into hours, you will get 4 hours. That means if it is 00 hours in London or Greenwich, it will be morning 4 in the country Z. You understood? Similarly, it goes in negative when you come to this side. That means if it's 00 here and you come to the western side, suppose again we come 60 degree here to the country Y, then you have to multiply 60 into 4, that's 240, and you have to deduct 4 from 00 hours. That it will be 8 p.m. of the previous day. You got my point? So what actually happens, the earth is divided into different time zones of 1 hour interval each. So there are 24 time zones. Our country India is 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich. Our country India is 5.5 hours ahead of GMT. That's why you might, I have told you earlier also, if you go to your mobile settings and you change the time, you will be seeing plus 5:30. That means Indian Standard Time or IST is 5.5 hours ahead of the Greenwich Meridian Time or GMT. And there are many countries which are very big, like Russia, Canada, and America. They are so big that they have more than one time zone. There is a controversy in India also that a few parts of our country, like the most eastern part, Arunachal Pradesh, and other areas of the eastern side, they have sunrise and sunset at a very different interval comparing to the side of Gujarat, the western side of Gujarat. The time zones, though we follow only one time zone, but actually there are issues in that, because when the time is slightly ahead, as we move further the degree changes and it have a value change over there. So you have understood two things in this video: how to calculate the position of a particular place using latitudinal and longitudinal values, and secondly you also have understood that how to calculate time using latitudinal and longitudinal values. Okay, so students, now your chapter is completed, and what you have to do is write down the notes which will be sent to you in your WhatsApp group. Okay, till then, thank you.